Erika Kirk was born November 20th, 1988. She is an American businesswoman, nonprofit executive, and podcaster. She is the CEO and chair of the board of conservative organization Turning Point USA, which her late husband Charlie Kirk co-founded and led until his assassination in September of 2025. She was appointed as his successor following his death. Charlie was shot September 10th, 2025, while speaking at Utah Valley University, a stop of his American comeback tour. She subsequently gave a widely reported address from TPUSA headquarters, pledging to carry on her husband's activities. On September 18th, it was announced that she had been named CEO of Turning Point USA. Erika recently sat down with Jesse Waters and Fox News and done a beautifully spoken, well put together interview that I highly, highly recommend going to watch. I watched the interview on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel. I will link the full video in the description below this video so you could go watch in its entirety. I took some notes from that interview and I'm just going to be talking briefly about it right now just to give you a rundown. Jessie started the interview asking Erika how her and Charlie met. She told the story about how she was friends. They had a mutual friend. Basically, he told her that he wanted her to work for his and Charlie's Turning Point USA company organization they had going on. And she was like, I don't need a job, but I would love to, have dinner with Charlie and meet with Charlie. So she said that they was in New York and they had dinner and all this. And basically he told her, look, I'm not going to hire you. And she's thinking, okay, fine. I didn't really need a job anyway. I have so much going on. And he told her he's not hiring her because he wants to date her. So she said that she left that little meeting they had and basically had all the butterflies, called her mama, and was telling her, hey, I didn't get a job, but I got a boyfriend. It was just a sweet little backstory, and I loved hearing it, and I think you will too. Just go watch it. I highly encourage going to watch it because it'll give you an insight at where she's at mentally and emotionally and what her plans are. She is so, so, so driven by the power of God, and that right there is such a beautiful thing to see. I just can't say enough good things about this woman right now. She's doing good things, and I'm just trying to point you in Erika's direction. Honestly, because this lady right here, this young woman is such a positive role model for our society and young women, all women of all ages. Today, I'm older, just a little bit older than Erika, and she is such a role model and inspiration to me. I can't even begin to explain. She did break down a lot during this interview, and it was heartbreaking. She really did. She smiled a lot. When she talked about, the good times and the memories with Charlie and the funny times, and when she talked about him, she laughed and she smiled, and you could tell the good memories are cherished. You could tell she's holding on to that, and that's a beautiful thing. She's talking about it. It's bringing her joy and happiness. So I really enjoyed hearing her talk about, the good times and all the things like that. Speaking of good times, they did show Erika a clip. They showed her a few different clips, but this clip was previously when Charlie was on some sort of appearance somewhere and their kids popped in or whatever, and it just showed him interacting with the kids and how he was so loving and all that. She said that's just who he was. He is very present. She said he was the most present father and the best father. She said he was the best husband. She said when he would come home, and I don't know where they lived, but she said they had like they had a small space. It wasn't, I guess, a big extravagant house or anything like that, like a big mansion or nothing. But she said that when he would come in, a couple of days or whatever. On the weekend, he cherished the Sabbath, and all that. He really believed and tried to live like God. He really did. He wanted to live like God wanted us to live. That's all the young man was trying to do. And he was out here trying to encourage people to do the same. Just make good choices in life. Just be good people. But anywho, he would come in and he would put his phone in the drawer and be done with it. She said he would not touch his phone. He would not be on his phone. He would just be present for her and their kids. He would just be there. He would do whatever. She said that's just who he was and what he did. And she said now, since Charlie's been gone, she said that her daughter insists on, helping put baby brother in his crib and putting baby brother to bed. So she said after, she lays him down, I guess, and do that, she said she walks out and gives them their little private time, and she watches on camera as the daughter sings Jesus Loves Me to the baby. And she said that she knows that's Charlie because Charlie would sing Jesus Loves Me to the little girl. And she said she never told her, sing that song to the baby. You've got to sing this song, whatever, let's sing this song. She never said that. She said the little girl insists on singing to the baby brother the same song that Charlie would sing to the sister every night. That right there, these little kids, She broke down, and I'm going to tell you something. This right here was such a moving and heartfelt interview. That's why I highly recommend just taking the time to watch it. It was about an hour long, but it was so good. It was so insightful. It gives you such a better understanding of who this woman is and what her goal is in life. She's got a lot of good things lined up that she wants to do, and she just wants to spread love. That's it. This woman, I'm telling you right now, is going to be a force. Now, they showed her events or clips of Charlie talking at an event, and she broke down. She asked for a minute because she said that's the longest clip that she's ever watched of him since he's been gone. So they then asked her about when she found out he was shot. They showed a clip of Fox News, and they was talking about it when it was happening live. They was talking about it, Charlie had just been shot. And they said that they want to have a moment of silence and pray for Charlie. And they did. They did that. For a world news outlet just to stop in the middle of a broadcast, have a moment of silence for somebody, that right there, y'all, whew, that was moving. I can't explain it. That was very moving just to see it play out, The news, normally they don't just stop. They was breaking down. Like, I've got to stop for a minute. Just please give a moment of silence. As a person who just gives their commentary on YouTube, I appreciate that when the media does things like that, because it shows they're human beings and not just a robot. You know what I'm talking about. Erika took Jesse to Turning Point headquarters and showed all the mail that they have received from fans and followers worldwide. She said she told them she does not want to get rid of nothing. You leave everything in this one specific area. And she said that there's so much stuff. She said there is boxes and mail everywhere. She just wants people when they're having a bad day or when, they're feeling unmotivated. She said she wants to walk in the mail room. That's what they call it. Walk in the mail room and pick up a card, pick up a letter from a fan. Read that. She said that's why they're doing this. That's why they're here. They want to read the impact, the positive impact they've had on people around the world. And they have had that. I will say that. Look at all this. She said that She tells her daughter that, it's mail or whatever, and Charlie's friend will, send stuff. I love when she says that, because she says, like, her daughter still asks, when's Daddy coming back? Because she told the daughter that Daddy went on a work trip with Jesus. And the daughter asked, well, when's Daddy coming back? Or I want to talk to Daddy. And the little girl came in. And they don't show the faces of the kids. And she spoke on that in the interview as well. She said that she don't never want to expose her kids. She wants to keep them kids and let them live a private life, or as private as possible. She said she don't never want to, be that mother who shows her kid's face just to get like a discount on some kids' items or things like a lot of parents do. There's a lot of mom influencers. You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of them. A lot of will put their kids on the internet, on vlogs, on different places, because they know that'll make them some money. She said she don't never want to do that. She wants to let her kids live as private lives as possible. I admire that as a mother. I do. And the little girl is so full of life because she's so little. She's so innocent. Back in the interview, they was talking about after Charlie passed. She said she wanted to see him immediately. He was, when they, rushed him to the hospital. She said she got up there and she said, I want to see him immediately. And the doctors and everybody was like, no, we don't advise that or whatever. She said, I don't care. I want to see him right now. I don't want to see him at a funeral home because, you know how people look. They just, bad makeup. They're cold. It's just, she wanted to see him. She said when she saw him, he was warm. She said his eyes were half closed, half open. She said he had a smirk on his face, and that gave her peace because she knew he did not suffer. She said through that tragic event, he did not suffer. She said when she left the room, she just felt peace because she knew that. She said everyone mourns and everyone grieves differently, but she herself has just isolated herself. They talked about the Jimmy Kimmel situation. If you heard about that, when Jimmy Kimmel got pulled and then he got put back on there because of a very insensitive, he said it was a joke. He was just making light of the Charlie Kirk situation. But she said that the company that owns the network he works for called her and asked, did she want an apology? Did she want to go on the show? And she said no. No, she don't want an apology unless it's from somebody's heart. And she was good. They asked about the whole trial and all this coming up. And she said that she does want cameras in the courtroom. Because I guess they're trying to keep the media, they're trying to keep the cameras out of the courtroom. She said no, she's pushing it. She wants cameras in the courtroom. She said there was cameras showing his assassination. There was cameras showing every single thing that went down. There's people making a lot of money off sharing horrible things like that. Videos. People just making money off her husband's passing, and it's sickening. She said she's had cameras in her face while she's been trying to mourn. She has had every move, picked apart by the media, by cameras. She said her family can't mourn or grieve in privacy or anything because cameras have been in their faces. So yes, she wants cameras in the courtroom. I'm glad she said it because it makes so much sense. It does. And I agree with her. She's had cameras all over her this whole time. Why not bring them out? It also showed, and this was a proud moment for me being from Mississippi and being from a family who has been diehard Ole Miss fans my whole life. Okay, and look, if you're from Mississippi, you know you're either Ole Miss or MSU. My family was always Ole Miss. So this made me proud when they showed Jesse went with Erika to the Ole Miss, the Turning Point USA appearance, the event they had at Ole Miss recently where Erika spoke and the Vice President J.D. Vance spoke, and he actually took questions from students and answered them. That right there is like never been done. Never been done. I can't think of any president or vice president that's went to a college campus and actively took questions from students and answered them. That was a historical moment, in my opinion. But it showed them backstage before Erika went on, and Erika said she could just feel. She could feel Charlie there. She said, I know you feel him too, Jesse. I love seeing this interview. I'm telling y'all, you could feel it. You could feel her passion. You could feel her drive. You could feel her energy. You really can. Very moving interview. Like I said, I have it linked in the description below this video. Please go watch. If you did watch, let me know what you thought about it. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Normally, if you are new here, normally I do or have been doing for a few years, mainly Sister Wives, the TV show. I've been mainly doing commentary on that. But I'm trying to incorporate different topics and things like that I like, that I enjoy. So I hope you enjoy the different topics and things I have to talk about. I hope you subscribe and stay tuned because I got a lot more on the way. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.